business law, mercantile law or commercial law, known by different name but convey the same meaning. It is that branch of law which governs and regulates trade and commerce. That means it is related to commercial activities, purchase, sales or manufacturing activity, etc. It deals with rights and obligations arising out of commercial or mercantile transactions between mercantile people. That means business law deals with the rights and obligations. In any agreement or contract, there are rights and obligations. For example, if A agreed to sell his house for rupees 5 lakh to B, A has right and obligation. A has the right to get that amount from B. At the same time, A has the obligation to sell his house. So business law deals with these rights and obligation arising out of commercial transaction. And it deals with the movable properties. That means immovable properties not covered under this law. So they are subject to other act. And covers both corporeal and non-corporeal movables. Corporeal movables means the things having body form, furniture, stationery, books, etc. are corporeal movables. Non-corporeal movables without having body form, material form, debt, shares, etc. So they are treated as non-corporeal movables. Business law deals with both corporeal and non-corporeal. Let us study the sources of Indian mercantile law. Indian mercantile law has taken its source from mainly English mercantile law. Many of the rules, act or information taken from English mercantile law. Since British ruled India for many years, so they framed different act and certain part of it still adopted in Indian mercantile law with some changes according to the needs of the Indian society. Let us look at the main points. Number 1, English mercantile law. This is the most important source of Indian mercantile law. The principal source of English mercantile law is common law of England, equity, law merchant and British statute law. That means English mercantile law also has some sources. Source means the place from which these informations are taken. Common law. It is based on English custom and usages and tradition developed over centuries upheld by British court. So that is based on customs and usages. There are certain practices practiced by the people over a period of time from long period, and they are recognized, identified by the court and considered as a law or taken for judgment purpose. They are unwritten. But when common law failed to give judgment, justice to all categories of people, there arises a need for another set of law called equity. So principle of equity based on concept of justice, equity and conscience. It was developed to overcome some of the deficiencies of common law and supplement it in some respect. So equity law intended to give justice to all people without any discrimination. Here king or queen used to give judgment by listening to the problems of both parties, and it is also unwritten, and the king or queen used to give judgment in case of equity law or equity court. Next, one more source called law merchant, or it is also called as lex mercatoria. It refers to customs and usages governing commercial transaction of the merchants and traders trading in European port. So this is also arised because of the need when these laws, common law or equity, fail to give justice to the merchants in European port. So based on the customs and usages related to their commercial transaction, so they will developed a rule called law merchant, and later this is recognized in Britain. So this is called lex mercatoria or law merchant. Another source is called British statute law. Statute law means the act passed by the parliament. So it is that branch of law which is laid down in acts passed by British parliament. So these are the sources for English mercantile. Let us look at the second main point, Indian statute law. It means the act passed by Indian Parliament, the Contract Act 1872, the Sale of Goods Act 1930, the Partnership Act 1932, Company Act 1956 are the instances of statute law. In India, bulk of mercantile law is based on statute law, which is largely based on English law. Point number 3. Judicial decisions or systems of precedents. So judicial decision is a source of law based on previous judicial decision which have to be followed in similar future cases. For example, decision given by Supreme Court is followed in High Court or District Court in the similar cases in future. So they are also considered as an important source for mercantile law. Point number 4. Customs and usages. This term studied in many other cases also. It is established by long use and constantly put into practice, become binding on the parties entering into commercial transaction. A custom, in order to be binding on parties, must be ancient, must be reasonable, certain, definite, consistent with other customs, and uniformly recognized in the ordinary course of business. So customs usages relating to particular business community or particular business activity. So these are the activities practiced by particular community, that means mercantile people, from long period of time, and they are reasonable and certain, definite and consistent with the other customs, and they are accepted by all people, maybe customers or the authorities. So such practices are recognized and applied in transactions and also considered while giving judgment. It may be, for example, payment system. Payment, that means cash or credit basis, be using bill of exchange, etc. in business transactions, or delivery of goods, door delivery of goods, cash on delivery of goods, or other practices as per the agreement between buyer and seller. So they are part of the customs and usages. These customs and usages also formed as a source for Indian mercantile law. So these are about the sources for Indian mercantile law.